From the United States.
You never know if it's going to be an all-out gunfight from the start or if it's going to be testing, waiting to see if someone makes a mistake.
I thought you were going to say 1, 2, 3 for a second. testing. You get into your commentary practice.
The microphone practices.
Back to the serious stuff on the tatami here. We have two of the most amazing athletes in the world. Youssef Badawy, who will be wearing the red colours, up against Aljafari, Mohammad Aljafari of Jordan. Now, everything seems to be a level par here, pretty much. We have the grand winner from Mohammad Aljafari. We have the world champion from Youssef Badawy.
And both very young as well.
Yes, they are indeed. One is 24, that is Badawy, the other just 20 years of age. But this perhaps a slow start, as you can see here. Testing the, up came the kick. Decided to sprint into a jogai position.
Do not want to take any chances, and rightly so. It's good that you have extra chewy now to play with. Like now that they've merged the warnings.
It seems to be working well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Where you had category 1, category 2, it's
a bit confusing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too many signals, too many points, lost too many warnings, but this is a much better setup and easier to understand. And we have here Aljafari with the first yellow card in the line that says penalties. Referee bringing them, encouraging him in with Kumite to fight. Badawy testing the ground and just bouncing backwards and forwards between the two. Aljafari trying to do a kick and Badawy losing that hand pad. The Ukrainian team, Anita Sarogina.
World champions.
Yes.
Aljafari, Afif. And
front hand come in there from Badawy. As the attack came in from Aljafari, Youssef Badawy threw in that front hand punch.
I didn't even see it was that quick.
And the sensu advantage that goes with it. So Kansar, the fourth official, or the extra official, stops the match and just to get something corrective. Could be a technical issue. Mawashi there, the hooking kick from Youssef Badawy, but Mohammad Aljafari read that really well, countered with that front hand punch.
And it was actually good to see him as he was coming in for that reverse hand to the head. He sort of leaned his body a little bit to create more space from that kick. Can't take any risks with.
Both hold their front hand really low. Is that to try and sucker the other opponent into the trap? Oh, counter punch there.
Oh.
There's a great counter punch, but then there was the hooking kick that came up afterwards.
Yeah, you just, I think Aljafari wanted
an interesting one here because Aljafari kind of looked at his coach and said, give us a card, and then he thought, hang on, the kick was second.
Exactly.
Don't. But I think he may have dug himself into a little pit here because the video review has gone ahead.
But maybe the initial exchange with the Joranzukis could have scored.
If that was what he was looking for.
Maybe.
So there's the punch from, and there's the kick coming up. Second. You see the foot just passing the head. Now whether the distance was right, whether the timing was right, because timing is part of the criteria. And if you're second, it's not correct timing. Overstretching.
Scored here.
Yeah, but he was overstretching a little there.
Yeah, but that was moving backwards.
So was he out of range on that first punch? That's one question. Was that out of range? That was the one that Badawy scored on. And the kick, did it go past and was it second? So there's
a lot of questions.
These are the considerations that the referee video review team are now looking at. And it's not accepted.
It's okay.
So the front punch, the first punch was too short. The arm was out straight, no potential to go any further with that. The kick was second, and it seemed to pass the head. So, no card left for Mohammad Aljafari, and it's still Youssef Badawy leading 2 points to 1. He also has the century advantage. We are just past the halfway stage of the bout. Advice, strategy, tactics, all of the above.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on here. I think this is just a matter of who's quicker, who pulls the trigger.
They are lightning fast, aren't they?
Getting to that spot. These two are such specialists in what they do, so when they get to their spot, all they do is need to pull the trigger, and no need to create mistakes.
The first yellow card for Youssef Badawy took that Jogai to get himself out of competition danger, and in danger of losing a point, because the
Aljafari isn't usually one to...
are so tight, aren't they?
I was just saying before that Aljafari isn't usually the one to... Isn't usually the one to create that circular movement. It's more like a Terminator. You know, they creep, yeah, and then they just pull the trigger. So I think they're very comfortable with their own strategy. That's nice. That is
a long punch from Badawy, which seemed overstretched,
yep,
and the counter punch from Mohammad Aljafari was certainly on target. It'll be interesting to see. Now, even though Aljafari's technique was second, because the judges went for it, it's a valid score, and it will remain. The question is, was this punch out of range?
Yeah.
And was Aljafari moving rapidly backwards? Now, if you're looking into the rules, you can't score a point on an opponent moving rapidly backwards. And is the range too much? Is he overstretched?
Yeah, I think Aljafari's done enough here to create that separation, but you never know.
So now we have the video review team who will be scrutinizing to decide, did it meet its target with the potential? Because the arm looked pretty much straight there, didn't it? Yeah. Would you go for it, or would you not?
Well, if I'd say it'll score, it'll probably be not a score. If I say it's not a score, it will be a score.
So
I have the worst
sit
luck.
On the fence,
yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm not the best referee.
Well,
no score here.
It's no score. And it was probably because there was nothing left in the technique at the end of that. It was overstretched, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, that kick came up so quickly. 2 points each. Youssef Badawy has the century advantage, and there is another point going his way.
Yeah, I think Aljafari just sort of shut off a little bit there. But I don't think he'd be worried.
19 seconds still to go. Aljafari trailing by 1 point and the century. Got to come forward. Badawy on one yellow card. He can step off the area, but if he did, he would lose the century into the last 6 seconds. Aljafari now has to do some work. He kind of went to sleep a little bit there. Badawy looked over at the clock.
He's got the warning for attacking during wakarate.
Got to stop when the referee calls it. So Badawy deliberately takes the jogai. That'll give him Hansokachui. He'll go up to 4 yellow cards. That's his last warning. And more importantly, he will lose the senchu. That green rectangle, that's gone, the green triangle. 2 seconds left on the clock. Youssef Badawy cannot go off the tatami now. Looks like the foot of Aljafari, just as the clock ticked down to 0. Very tight between both of these. There's the jogai, the referee giving the Hansokachui to Aljafari. That was his last warning, but the win, the gold medal, goes to the world champion, the World Games gold medalist, the fantastic Youssef Badawy of Egypt.
Yeah, just pure dominance from Badawy again. And not to take away anything from Aljafari, because he is an amazing fighter and a fantastic athlete. But Badawy is just head and shoulders above the rest of the competition, I think.